Welcome back, East Kentucky Steam Engineers. My name is Neil Arnott, and I'm joined again with Miss Tracy Tackett. And we have challenge number 3 for you today, just in time for one of our favorite days of the year, Earth Day. And today we're going to talk about what is Earth Day and how you can celebrate Earth Day and become a data scientist. And Miss Tracy is going to tell us all about it.
Hello, boys and girls. So what is Earth Day? It's a day every year that we celebrate in April, on April 22nd, which is this Wednesday, and we set aside the day to support environmental protection. You may be thinking, I'm just one person. I can't really protect the environment. But you can. You can do small things around your home while you're socially distancing that will greatly help the environment. You could plant a tree. You could plant a garden, recycle, build a birdhouse, start a compost pile or a worm farm. You could even plant flowers around your house to attract pollinators. You may be asking, what is data? If I'm going to be a data scientist, I need to know what data is. Well, it's just information that you collect when you observe things. So when you plant a garden and you watch it grow, you're observing it. And you can actually record the information that you learn from those observations, and that is what would make you a data scientist. So they are people who collect and analyze data using math or statistics, and they even use computers to organize that data. They're often problem solvers who help other people understand information easily. So they may take the information that they gather and create charts or graphs that other people can interpret very easily. Just like the charts and graphs that I see the governor use every day when he gives his report about the coronavirus. Where does he get that data? I may be a data scientist. So you can be a data scientist by keeping track of the data that reflects all of your efforts in your Earth Day project. So for example, let's say you and your family buy a tree and you plant it at your house. You might create a chart like the one that I have in this picture that allows you to record the height of the tree, how wide the branches are spread, and maybe the circumference of the trunk. And you can chart that each month. You could record how tall it is or how high it is in April, again in May, June, July. You could do that all year, and you would gather 12 months of data. Now, in planting a tree and watching it grow, you aren't going to see a lot of change overnight. You probably won't even notice change in a week, but you might see some change in a month. So some of your projects, you might see change much faster. For example, if you plant a garden, hopefully it won't take months to see change. You could make a small garden using some pots, or you could make a garden in an old swimming pool or a raised garden bed. You may even plant with your grandparents or your parents around your house. This is something you can certainly do while social distancing. One idea I had is to take just a plastic container with a lid, put some soil inside. Not ready for that one yet. Put some soil inside and then slide your seeds in. If you slide your seeds in along the edge of your container, then you will be able to see when they start to sprout. And then you can keep track of your data using a chart like this. Week 1, week 2, you may check weekly. You may even want to check every day. Or you could put the actual date that you checked to see if they are starting to sprout and starting to grow. And then you might measure how tall they are when they actually start emerging out of the container. It's totally up to you, the information you record. Okay, now we're ready for recycling. If you do not recycle already, you might want to start. Earth Day is a great time to motivate us to think about the environment. So, just like I was using my food container to create a little garden bed, you could do the same thing. Here you can see in the picture a milk carton was used to create a little greenhouse, or you may just collect items to take to the recycling bin. And you could keep track of how many of these items you collect each week. So if you have 10 water bottles in week one next to your plastic items, you might put the number 10. And the same with paper, glass, or any of the items that you recycle. You may also keep track of all of the items you reuse and find a new purpose for. I know I've been using recycled items to make Rube Goldberg devices and for gardening projects. Now, your challenge is to select one project for Earth Day that will make our Earth a better place, and then collect the data that reflects your project. Finally, you are going to need to take that data and turn it into a chart or a graph that others can understand easily. So here you can see a bar graph, and that is good when you're comparing items. A line graph, those are great when you're showing change over time. And then finally, a pie chart. When you're looking at a whole, what is the part or the percentage that you want to represent? These are 3 different ways you can represent your information. And you can start practicing being a data scientist and help the earth on Earth Day. So, boys and girls, I hope you have fun with this challenge.
Thank you, Miss Tracy. Being a data scientist is a great way to understand the world around you and to make decisions and to think about the things that are happening around you every day. And we can't wait to see what you create and what you do and the data that you collect. And so we can't wait